The homeless who tear up the parking lot here? No. Not usually. But only not usually. Most of the time it's the youngins. They're enough to clean up after, but when they do something stupid, they do something pretty stupid. One of them drove over the side over here. I'm going to get myself some coffee. I suppose I could probably go park my vehicle and show some of the carnage. My vehicle stinks to high heaven. There's a cop over there. There's the vehicle all stuck over. Looks like these youngins are all piled around the dude. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Someone calling themselves DJ My Singing Monsters. Yup, police, and that's how it got stuck. I guess it's not one of the youngsters who did it. Sucks getting stuck like that. I wonder if something went out on it. Looks like they tried to pull it out though. I'm just not tough enough to do it. Well, my car's not in the way. Well, I'm gonna back out. I don't want to be disruptive with my lights. Is that what that big thump was earlier?
Yeah. What are you up to?
Well, my disability money just came in, so I was gonna make sure nobody died and
Yeah, he's good.
go get myself something to drink.
You gonna go have a night out?
No, I quit drinking alcohol over 20 years ago. I'm going to get coffee.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Be safe. Alright. Well, let's get the hell out of here. At least the cops showed up or something. Thank goodness nobody got injured. Well, at the angle that that's at, somebody might have ended up with whiplash and won't realize it for 2 or 3 days. I've never had whiplash like that. I've only ever heard of people getting whiplash like that. I've had a couple of people that I knew that claimed to have whiplash like that. Maybe they did, I don't know. I just know it's never worked that way for me. I have had pains that didn't show up until a couple of days later. My back pain when I first hurt my back was excruciating enough that I knew I was going to have pain a couple of days later. It just stayed consistent and got consistently worse. So, not quite the same thing. Anyway, we'll make sure we clear them space. It's not anything where they're bullying anybody or anything like that. Now, there's a lot of issues that end up very unsafe because the police want to look the other way to it, and a lot of people do speak up about it. They just speak up to me instead of to the courts with me. The only place that's open right now is Center Market. So that's where I'm headed. I noticed somebody just typed something, but I'm busy driving, so I can't read it for a minute. It takes about 2 minutes to get to Center Market from here. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It doesn't look to me like them youngins are going to create any problems or anything. They're pretty well occupied. They don't seem drunk or any sort of drug usage there tonight. Just smart-ass kids like the rest of us. Those of you who want to pretend like you're the perfect kid, stop playing that bullshit for your kids. A lot of parents like to sell themselves as a lot more perfect than they were. There's quite a few women that I grew up with that now that they have sons, now that they have boys, they say stuff to me like, I really hope my son doesn't date a woman like me. Whew. Well, that's about a curse and a half. I do want to make sure that I make a clear distinction between the police department and the sheriff's department. I've had a lot of police basically just try to argue with me and act all offended and fucking be butthurt little bitches. They're playing fucking head games and they're getting paid for it. And any of you redneck pieces of shit that are okay with that, well, I hope they get you next. Is that fair and equal? Absolutely it is. Anyway, I'm glad nobody died. I'm glad it wasn't one of them youngins fucking around. That was my original assumption, wasn't it? Of course it was. Now again, that's not saying that homeless people don't screw up, or that poor people don't screw up, or that it couldn't have been somebody who's rich and old who ran into the ditch. I just made an assumption based on how they tear around in the parking lot every night. DJ, my singing monsters typed, here's a question. What do you like to do? I like to hang out with friends that I don't have anymore, which makes it suck. I like to play video games, and I like to do manual labor, which are two things that I'm incapable of doing right now. I like learning, which I do no matter what. I pay attention to my surroundings, the people around me, and the things that are said about those people. I also pay attention to the disabilities that each person within my vicinity has. I don't necessarily like doing that, but just like anybody who grew up in the system, I learned how to size a motherfucker up, assess whether they're safe or not, and most of the people that I assess as safe right now, they're not safe, they're just safer than most. Coaster is unsafe, but if it's a roller coaster, even a wooden roller coaster that has a crossbar to keep you locked in place, At least you have reduced your chances of getting killed a little bit. Alright. I'm actually going to continue to let my phone charge. I'm going to turn off the video too. That way, hopefully, it'll get a little bit more charge on it. Again, I'm glad nobody died. At least the police eventually showed up. I don't know how long it took. I know the people at the sporting goods store were complaining about a guy plugged into their power box and outlet. The cops came and talked to the guy, but he's still plugged into the box and outlet.